Another important principle for taking a great picture is image sharpness. Image sharpness is affected by several things, including camera shake, depth of field, digital noise, and lens focus. The AF area modes determine how the focus point is selected in the autofocus mode. To select an AF area option, press the menu button, scroll down until the custom setting option is highlighted, press OK. Highlight autofocus, press OK. Highlight AF area mode, then press OK again. Select your desired option, then press OK. In single point AF, you select the focus point manually. The camera focuses on the subject in the selected focus point only. Use this for relatively static compositions with the subject that will stay in the selected focus point. To change the focus point, unlock the focus point selector switch. Press the shutter halfway down, look through the viewfinder, and use the multi-controller to move the focus point to any of the 11 focus points available. In Dynamic Area AF, you set the focus point, and if the subject briefly leaves the selected focus point, the camera will focus based on the information from the surrounding points. In Auto Area AF, the camera automatically detects the subject and selects the focus point. If a Type G or D lens is used, the camera can distinguish human subjects from the background for improved subject detection. The last AF area option is 3D tracking. In this mode, the camera will automatically track and focus on the subject even if the composition changes. This is a great option for sports photography. Knowing how the focus settings of your camera work together will help you know which settings to choose to help you capture pictures with pleasing focus. Along with AF area options, your camera also allows you to change the focus modes. Your camera has 3 focus modes: continuous servo AF, single servo AF, and autofocus. The AF or autofocus mode focuses the image automatically when the shutter is pressed halfway down. The autofocus modes can also be selected by holding the AF button and rotating the main command dial. Single servo AF is best suited for photographing subjects that are not moving. When focus is achieved, the AF point which achieved focus will flash in red, and the focus confirmation light in the viewfinder will also light. The continuous servo AF mode is best for shooting moving subjects. This mode is for moving subjects when the focusing distance keeps changing. While you hold down the shutter button halfway, the subject will be focused continuously. Choose single servo AF for landscapes and other stationary subjects. Continuous servo AF may be a better choice with erratically moving subjects. Manual focus is recommended when the camera is unable to focus using autofocus. The last of the focusing modes is the manual focus or MF mode. Moving the focus switch on the lens to M, manual focus mode, gives you the control to manually focus on any subject through the viewfinder by using the focus ring on the lens. Another cause of poor focus is camera shake. This happens when the camera moves while the shutter is open, exposing the image sensor. Always try to steady the camera. Holding it with 2 hands and pressing the viewfinder gently against your face will help. You can also lean against something or use a tripod or monopod or even a beanbag to steady your camera. You can also reduce the effect of camera shake by selecting a faster shutter speed. This reduces the amount of time the image sensor is exposed to shaky conditions. A helpful rule of thumb is to set your shutter speed to 1 over the focal length. Confusing? Let me explain. If the focal length of your lens is 300 millimeters, for example, you should set your shutter speed to at least 1/300th of a second. If the focal length is 30 millimeters, you might get by using a shutter speed as low as 1/30th of a second. Other causes of poor focus are digital grain and noise. You can avoid having too much visible noise in your image in several ways. You can set your ISO as low as possible, avoid making large prints, photograph subjects that have good contrast, and you can let your camera cool off periodically when you're shooting lots of pictures. At times, you may want to blur the motion of your subject to create an aesthetic effect. If this is the case, you would experiment with a slower shutter speed. You might also want parts of your image to be sharp and other parts to be out of focus. To create this effect, you can experiment with changes in depth of field. Proper exposure is clearly a major part of taking good pictures. By changing the aperture and shutter speed, you can change the depth of field and affect whether a moving object is sharp or blurred. You can make depth of field changes while keeping exposure just the way you want it.